Hey Ma, do you know what bursts my bubble?
What burst your bubble?
A feeling of conviction when it comes to my delusions.
What does that mean?
So I'm just going to name one delusion in particular, but there's lots of examples of this, like whether a rock star is my biological father, or whatever the delusion may be.
Okay.
But for this particular delusion, I'm going to do Dad started another family, and I have half siblings that are being kept secret from me, and he's actually a millionaire or a billionaire who's living in Manhattan. This is. So most people, when they daydream, they're able to catch. Obviously, where is the evidence to support this? And they come to their feelings of conviction when they get factual evidence. That me, I daydream. The line between fantasy and reality gets blurred in my mind. And, my daydreams become reality, and I come to a feeling of conviction based on suspicions, also known as delusions.
So, what's the answer to preventing the conviction from becoming a conviction?
So obviously you got to catch it, check it, change it. I mean, I often say, they're obviously deceiving me. They're obviously lying to me. They're obviously gaslighting me. So I think, trusting people and feeling like they're being transparent with you is a good thing. Because, obviously if somebody repeatedly lies to you, you're going to stop trusting that particular person.
True. That's true.
So I think transparency and expressing yourself when you're getting emotional. So I start to imagine my half siblings were going to Ivy League universities, they're eating the best foods, and I start to get really angry. And I start to, and then I say, and then I start to think, I was being turned into a laughing stock, everybody was humiliating me. And then I start to say, you know what? Because this is the case, I'm going to fly into an irrational rage, and I'm not going to care about the consequences of what I do. And like Dr. Garrett says, if you assault somebody, and especially if you assault somebody not guilty, if you assault somebody just because you suspect something is true, you will have harmed somebody not guilty. Your mind is going haywire, and you'll be the one who is going to jail. Nobody will, you know what I mean?
This is correct.
I mean, so basically, let's say I think I was being humiliated and given the worst of everything, and I have half siblings who are given a significantly better life, and I react violently towards that. Hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but let's say hypothetically speaking,
your life is ruined.
My life is ruined, and I'd be going to jail for assault because that's what would happen.
And it was your mind tricking you.
And it was my mind tricking me because I do not have any half-siblings. I'm not being lied to or deceived.
Okay, so what is the answer to preventing the haywire?
I mean, like I said, honesty,
Yes, honesty, but even before that, even before you get to that point, what stumbling blocks, roadblocks can you put in the way before that thought process?
I mean, obviously, if the Abilify, I'm on Abilify 300 milligrams maintain at the moment, if that antipsychotic isn't working, I guess you could, continue with a chemical lobotomy and try another antipsychotic like clonazepam. But, ideally, I want to try to catch when my mind is going haywire. I don't get so emotional. I mean, obviously, my delusions correlate with emotion.
But
don't get angry, don't get emotional, don't get fearful.
Okay, but you have to notice that this past year, as opposed to previous years,
socialization, a life, human interaction is more effective than any clonazepam.
I'm not talking about clonazepam, I'm talking about smooth stabilizer.
Self-esteem, human interaction is more effective in mental health recovery than any antipsychotic.
Okay,
I mean, if you have a life, financial independence, a girlfriend, and you're not gonna need the clonazepam.
Okay,
and that is
what it is.